Okay, hello guys, welcome to another video tutorial by Nocode Africa. In this tutorial, you're going to be learning from Abbas Eton. Abbas is a Figma expert and he's also a product designer, and he will be teaching us how to build a website using Figma. So let me quickly just, before Abbas begins to talk, let me just quickly, show my screen, share my entire screen, and then we can just quickly run to Figma. So this is Figma. Figma is a very interesting website where you can actually it's taking me to the project pad. Why is it taking me to the project pad? Okay,
So I think you have to, if you want to select a particular project, just add the exact URL to the site so that
no, I
it
just
doesn't take.
no, I just want to go to the website, Figma's website, so I can
Okay, so what you
talk,
do is go to the search bar and Google the landing page, Google landing page.
and then just search for Figma.
Just Framer.
Okay, just Figma. All right, so this is it. So I think if I just click here, it should will it take me to the website or to take me to the
Yeah, it will
dashboard
take you to
again?
the website.
Okay,
It will
let's
take you to
see.
the website.
Let's see how that goes. Okay. All right. So, guys, this is Figma. Figma is basically optimized for every breakpoint according to them. That's like their brand promise. No code needed and published for free, responsive layouts, and easily go from design to world-class site with Figma, the web builder for creative pros. Now, for me, right, the reason why I'm like excited about Figma is because of the beautiful animations and then the designs that you can do with Figma. So today, I don't know why this is loading quite slowly. So today we're going to be, learning how to use Figma, all right, and to build really cool websites. So I think Abbas, you can show it from your end. I don't know what's happening from my. Okay, it's up here. All right, so this is the website, the web builder for stunning website. If you can see how beautiful this is, you will know that okay, these are the capabilities of Figma, right? So Figma is like super cool because you can like do some very interesting things, like make your website to be like very interesting, like very interesting. For instance, this is our site for No Code Africa, all right, built entirely with Figma. um, I think I lost out of internet there. So this is our site built entirely with Figma, and if you can see, it's like super cool. Let me see if I can just quickly close this. All right, so this is the site. We're going to be launching this out very soon. So right now we just have dummy contents on the site, right? And this was built just like you can see here. This was built with Figma, and because of this particular project, we actually want to also introduce you to Figma, because it will allow you to build something like super exciting and super interesting for your own business. So that's why we have Abbas in the studio right now to show us how to use Figma. So Abbas, welcome. It is basically your session, so I will just be here to cheer you up.
Yeah, David, thank you for having me. Yeah, hello everyone. So, like you said, my name is Abbas, and I'm a product designer who currently turned to a no-code developer as well. I'm really grateful for the no-code space, and yeah, I've done a whole lot. I specialize on Framer, the other tools, but I use Framer to build websites. Yeah, so actually, on today's class, I just want to show you guys how you can build a very simple landing page on Framer. Now, the beauty about Figma is that before I share my screen, is the fact that Figma has given us designers the power and the ability to actually design and build our own stuff. Before, I used to have this challenge of, handing over my designs to developers, and most of the time, I don't get exactly what I designed. And it was kind of frustrating at some point. So, yeah, so I'm really grateful for no-code tools like this, like Figma, which has really helped us designers to, go ahead and also create and build what you design. All right, so quickly, I'm going to share my screen, and we'll be. Give me a second.
Okay, we're here with you.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Hold on. Let's give me a second. Yes. So kind of acting up. Okay. Yes. All right. Um, so this is the Figma file. I'm currently on Figma. For those who don't know, Figma. I hope you guys can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen. I can see your screen.
Okay. Yeah. So Figma is actually the UI of Figma is actually similar to that of Framer. I think Framer did a nice job by kind of making their UI look very similar to Framer, so it doesn't look sorry to Figma, so it doesn't look very different from our usual design tool. So we are going to see how we can build this very simple and beautiful landing page on Framer. So this is the Figma file, and yes, so you can see this is a fully responsive design. We have on the desktop, we have the tablet, and we also have the mobile version of it. So kudos to the Anima app team. This is their UI, which is free for practice. So that's why I decided to pick this exact one for us to work with. So you can see here, we have the hero, we have the navigation, and we are going to see how we can implement all of this on Framer. So if I move down to Framer, so this is Framer. You can see how it looks just like Figma. Yeah, so it looks just like Figma. And I don't know if you can spot the difference, David. Can you?
Well, I can't really spot so much of the differences, but it's similar to Firma, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So let me close this. So give me a second. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Do you hear
I
me?
can hear you very well.
All right. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to use a very common and easy technique. So for even if this is your first time of using um, Framer, the technique we'll be using is something that's going to really help you so that when you are designing and you want to take your designs from Figma to Framer, you can easily move these designs without much hassle. So right now, there's a plugin called Figma to Framer HTML, which we'll be using to make our movement faster. But before I go into that, I'm going to head back to Framer and just show you a few things. Now in Framer, it's quite similar to Figma, but like there's some differences because this is actually for development, not just for design. So on Framer, you need to understand some things before you start, and one of them is your positioning, just like you have on Figma. So I'm going to talk about the absolute positioning. I'm going to show you examples. We're going to talk about the relative. We're going to talk about the sticky positioning. So I'm going to start with the relative positioning. All right. So for you to get your frame, we have this. You go up here. You have these options here. We have the layout. We have the text. It's for CMS. We'll get into that maybe some other day. And to get a frame, because when building, you build with frames. So to get a frame, all you need to do is just use the shortcut F on your keyboard, whether you're using a Mac or you're using a Windows. Just F on your keyboard, and you get this option to create or draw a frame. So I'm quickly going to draw a frame here inside the workspace. Now this is um, the default workspace. Okay, it's always 1,200. Yeah, 1,200. But I just adjusted mine to 1,280 because this Figma file actually the width here is 1,280. You can see from where my mouse is, and yes, okay. So give me a second. All right,
Okay.
so now how can you adjust yours if you are designing for you want to design for a bigger screen? How can you adjust yours? The moment you hover and you select, this your build your space, you just head over to width and you can actually customize it to whatever size you want to. You know, websites sometimes most people design with or build with 1920 for the width. Some people 1440. So depending on whichever, I feel all of this will work the same way. All right, so I just created a frame, and similar to Framer, sorry, my notifications are just popping up once in a while. Yeah. So sorry about that. Okay. So
Don't
now I
don't worry.
created a.
Don't worry. We can see the notifications. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. Later. All right. So now I created a frame here, and now if you want to, if you get over to the properties panel here, you see that automatically it has been set to relative.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's because I actually have a layout for the breakpoint here. I have a layout that I set already, and if I didn't have the layout, I just took out the layout now from here. So you realize that the frame is no longer relative; it's now absolute. So I'm going to change that back. And it's good to always build with layout because if
What
you don't,
What does it mean for something to be for the frame to be absolute or relative?
okay, so when the frame is absolute this way, it means I can move it freely. Let me add a color to this. Let me add a fill. So that is on white. Let me change it to, um, I like blue, so let me change it to this color. All right. So this is just for the purpose of the class. So
Okay.
now within this breakpoint, I can move when it's absolute. I can position anything, any object anywhere, any frame anywhere. But the moment I change it to add the layout. Let me add the layout back to the breakpoint, and yeah. So the moment I add a layout to my breakpoint, it automatically changes this frame to relative. Yes, you can still change it back to absolute if you want to. Yeah, we
Can,
have
can, can,
relative, absolute.
can you
You
add
can still,
yeah, can you add a layout to the frame itself?
yeah, of course, we'll get to that. So
Okay.
now is on relative. So if I try to move this, it snaps back to the top.
Okay.
The reason is being that it has a layout and okay, yeah, it has the layout now, and you can see the properties of the layout here.
Yes.
So it means anything I put just has to follow. If I should duplicate this frame with Control D or Command D, yeah, it just starts behind the next
Okay.
frame. So I'm just going to delete that. And if I switch this to absolute, yeah, it gives me the freedom. I can position this frame anywhere I want to. I can resize it and position it anywhere I want. But the moment I switch it over to relative, it snaps back to the top. Okay, so these are examples of you need to know. We're going to cover maybe some other day more detailed way of how to use relative and absolute positioning and also sticky positioning. Now, this
Okay.
is the way the sticky positioning works. Let me just show you an example. So, yeah. So for the sticky position, I have to set a standard. Now, it shows, it counts from the top. That is why you have this option here that says stop. So how far do you want it to be from the top? Now it's on zero. That's why it's on the same line with the breakpoint. So if I should add, let's say 20 here, yeah. Now this will only show when I preview it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can see on the preview, you can see the space here at the
Yes.
top. Yeah,
Yes.
so okay, so that's how sticky works. We'll cover this probably if I happen to be on the channel some other time. We'll dive deeply into
Mm.
how to use this positioning. All right,
Okay.
so that's one of the things that you need to understand about frames. Now I can easily make this. The width is actually fixed. I can change this to fill, to cover the whole of this breakpoint. So no matter how large I extend the breakpoint, you can see. Let me zoom out. No matter how large I extend this breakpoint, I set the frame inside of it to fill. So it fills up no matter the size of the breakpoint. So that's one thing when you set your frame to fill. Right. So I'm going to quickly just take this off. And this is just a quick video to make you understand how fast and easy it is to actually design on Figma and build it here on Figma. So I'm going to head over immediately to Figma file.
Okay.
Now, okay, so now um, ordinarily it would have been very difficult, starting to copy this one by one, to position these things. But with the help of plugins, and yeah, just to say, Figma just introduced their own plugins as well. So they now have a community of plugins too, which I believe will be improved along the line. So I'm going to head right in and let's start moving our designs down to Figma. Let's go. All right, so I'll start with um, I like starting with the navigations. So I'll start with the header, and you can see this beautiful header here. And in a way to move this faster, there's a plugin, like I said, Figma to Framer, which I have already on my, I'm already set up on mine.
Okay.
So I'm just going to head over
How
to,
how can someone like set it up on their own end too, like
okay,
the
so,
Figma to uh
all right. Okay, so this is a new tab I opened, and on this particular tab, I just going to show you when you go to your plugins. Remember, just right click, select anything, and right click, and go over to plugins. And when you head over, I have saved plugins here, and
okay
I have I have it here already, which is this Figma to HTML.
HTML
So,
framer? Okay.
but like for someone who is a newbie, it's simple. I believe for you to build with Figma, you must have a good idea of Figma.
Figma.
So
Okay.
yeah, so just head over to plugins, and if you don't have it set up, just go to manage plugins. I wouldn't click this anymore since I already have it. So just click on the manage plugins, and you can search for Figma to Framer, and you get it. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm just going to immediately just head over to my saved plugins, Figma to HTML with Framer. I'm just going to click that, and
So one quick question. So when trying to do the Figma to Framer, well, you'll be asked to connect your Framer to your Figma, right?
no, not at all. No, you don't have to. So
Okay.
all you just need to do is just install the plugin, and wherever your Framer, I'm using the Framer web. We have the Framer app, but I
Okay.
don't want any delay, so I just had to use the Framer web. But I use more of the Framer app, web
Okay.
app. So whether you're using the web app, so far as you have this plugin, all what you need to do is to successfully copy something directly, any item at all from Figma to Framer, you need the plugin. So you
Okay.
can't do the usual Control C and Control V. It's not going to paste on Framer. So
Okay.
you have
Okay.
to use this plugin.
Okay. So basically, what it just does is it allows you to copy.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now I just ran the plugin, and because I selected the nav already, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and copy to clipboard. All right. So I'll head over to Framer, and all I'm going to do is just Control or Command V on my keyboard, and voila, we have this
Wow,
here.
that's so cool.
Yeah. So all right, so I'm going to quickly just run through, copy the other pages so that we can start. Now, the beautiful thing about this Figma design I have here already is because is the beautiful thing about it is that it was designed with auto layouts.
Okay.
But the truth is, the auto layout is not going to work effectively on Framer. So you still have to take your time and build. So for designers, when you have good layouts on your design, it's easier to copy and drop your designs, and it makes the building very quite easier on Framer. So
Okay.
now, if you check this design, it is well structured. The design is well structured. The frames are well positioned and everything. So it makes the build easier. Now, if I were working with probably just a scattered design, I'll have to do a whole lot of work to
You
rearrange
have to
it.
do a lot of grouping.
Yeah, exactly. To copy. But this was well designed, and the frames and everything was well structured. You can see
Yeah.
this mouse over was well structured.
True. True.
So now, yeah, I'm going to head over and copy the next one. And you do the same thing. You always use your plugin, Figma to HTML with Framer. Yeah, you're going to copy this and head over to Framer. And okay, so it's looking good. It looks like we are almost done, but we're not.
It looks amazing
So,
for real. For sure. For sure.
okay, so I'll head over to the second one. I'll just keep copying. And so actually, you can always copy. You can copy everything at once.
Okay.
But I'm a very detailed person when it comes to building. So I just like using this concept. Now, if you notice here on Framer, yeah, this is the point. But there's just a note. So here on Framer, it kind of the length for the breakpoint here is fixed. So I cannot see the rest of this exact session.
Okay.
You
True.
notice here, we can't see everything. So the way to correct this is just simply click on the breakpoint and head over to the height. Now you can see the height here is 1000
Okay.
here. So it means anything um, below 1000 will not be shown. So I'm just going to correct that by clicking over here and changing the height settings to fit content. So now it's going to be whatever I put into this breakpoint is just the breakpoint is just going to fit according to the items that are on it.
Okay.
I'm going to switch it to fit content and immediately everything is shown. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So now to speed up, I'm just going to go ahead and zoom out here, and I'll select all the sections just to be faster. Okay.
You know, at first, at the beginning, I was a bit worried because you know, while we were talking that time, I was saying, okay, if at all we don't get to complete the tutorial today, we could like shift it to another day. And you were like, no, we can finish it today. I was,
Yeah.
I now see exactly why it's actually very possible to finish it.
Yeah.
It's so cool,
So
actually.
yeah, let's head about now. One of the reasons why I don't copy everything at once is that most times, this is technology, and sometimes it could break.
True.
Some things you copy could break. So most of the time, to avoid that, I just decide to copy them one after the other. But let's see what this
So that's basically a disclaimer from you right now,
exactly.
in case something breaks.
Yeah, let's see if this works. My fingers are crossed right now.
Okay, let's see.
Also, remember to always select the breakpoints before you paste.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Et
yes.
voila, it worked.
Yeah, it worked. But you see what I talked about. Now, they move the footer. Here's the footer.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I moved it over. So most of the time, that's more reason why I don't like copying.
Can you select it and then
Yeah,
rearrange?
definitely. So what
Okay.
I can do is I select both sections and
Okay.
just selecting and using my arrow keys, just move them down.
Okay.
All right. So now I have to move the footer down to the bottom. So I think we still have some things that are not well arranged. Like this section, discover our latest work should be up. Let me head over to the Figma file and see exactly. So this is what I talked about. So this is supposed to be up, and I want everything to look exactly like what we have on the Figma project. So
Okay.
I'm just going to rearrange everything here. So we have the testimonials supposed to be next. Arrange that immediately. Okay, yeah, I think I got that. All right, so the next is okay. I think we got it right now. Okay, now if I zoom in, you notice we have spaces
Yeah.
within each of these sections.
Yeah, we have
Can you
spaces.
can you see this?
Yeah, yeah, we have
Yeah. So
spaces.
on the Figma file, we don't have the spaces, so I can easily just correct that by
Clicking on.
selecting the breakpoint, the
Okay.
desktop breakpoint, and then I head over to the gap
Okay.
here on the yeah on the properties panel, and is on I think it's 10 right now, and I'm going to change that to 0. Okay, so you notice all the gaps are covered now. We don't have those gaps anymore. So if I preview this, but what I say, we have our site ready, right? Site is ready and we are good to launch. I think.
Yes.
Okay, so that's it. All right. So we can, if you want to do a shabby work, you can just quickly head over to publish and yeah, just publish your work and your site is up. But the funny thing is, it won't have the breakpoints.
It don't have the responsiveness.
Yeah, it won't be responsive to
Okay, but can we see how it looks
the.
like? Just the desktop version of it that has been published.
Okay, so I'm just going to head over to the default. So
Wow.
this is
So just in less than, let's say, if at all we're fast and we're not like talking, right? That means in 5 minutes you would have
yeah,
converted a completed Figma design to a website.
exactly. So this is actually a website.
This
Honestly,
is a
it's very
website for
fast.
real. It's just that it's
Yeah,
only visible for desktop, for laptops.
exactly,
Wow,
exactly.
this is amazing for real.
So that's the fun thing about Figma. Figma is it's quite easy and yeah to use. I'll head over back to the file to the Figma file itself, and yeah. So this works because, like I said, the Figma file was well designed and structured, had the auto layout, which made the arrangement on Framer quite easier, and also because I used the Framer to HTML, sorry, the Figma to HTML plugin, so it copied it correctly for me. Now, yeah, here's the point where I want you to where I want you to understand something. You can see the navigation here. Um, this is supposed to be a button, but right now it's just a frame on Framer. This is just a frame, which has a text inside of it.
Okay.
So now on Figma, this was built correctly, with auto layout, like I said. But like for someone who wants to just build his own button on Framer, I'm just going to go ahead and show you how you can build the same button Framer. Now, what you do is you just with your with with T for the text, tap your T, letter T for text, and I'm just going to head over here. The moment I tap, what we have here is get started. So I'm going to type get started here. Okay, and I'll zoom in so you can see properly. Now, this is just a text. Now, to make it like a button, what I have to do is I'm just going to right click and head over here, and I'm going to say add stack. Hold on. Okay, and I'll pick the add a stack. So what this happens is it's going to put this inside the frame, which will have a stack. So the
Okay.
moment I did this, yeah,
So
you
basically,
notice we now have,
so what you just did was you called on the text, let's say widget,
yeah,
right? Then you right clicked on it and say
add stack. So I'm going
okay.
to control zero right now and do that again. So
Okay.
this is the text, yeah, and I right clicked and just went over to add stack. So you can see the shortcut for it here.
Yeah, I can see it.
So
Okay.
add stack, and immediately added even added a field like this. The text now is now inside the frame, and it
Okay.
has a field. So in order to make this look exactly like what we have here, I'm just going to head over here, click, and I see
The
now.
colors.
I'm going to, yeah. So I'm going to look at the paddings here. We have the top is 16 and the sides are 50. And I'm just going to head over to our on here, and I'm going to add the same padding to it. So head over here, and the top, remember the TRBL, they all stand for top right, bottom, and
Okay.
left. Yeah, so the top was 6, and for the legs we also have TT. Yeah. So yeah, so you can see now it's giving us something that looks like our button. Now I'm going to head over to check out the radius on the button, and the radius here is 20, so I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, okay, found it. So I'm going to give the radius 20 as well. So now the text here is quite bigger than what we have here. So I'm going to select this, and we have poppins 16. I may not use the same
Okay.
font
Sure. Sure.
at the same time, but like I'm just going to reduce the text here to 16. So, oh, it's 16. I have to use poppins, but I can reduce this to, let me say, 12. Yeah. However, and now to convert this to a button, just like we have on Figma, we
Okay.
have something that we call um, zoom out. We have components. So buttons are supposed to be components for
Because
sure. So
because you can reuse them.
exactly, so you can reuse them.
Okay.
And most of even the navigation here is supposed to be a component, which I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So quickly, I'm going to convert this button here to a component, and the shortcut for this is if you're using a Windows, like I do, a good Windows anyway.
Okay.
So that's you want to create a new component. But if you're not familiar with the shortcut, you can just right click Yeah, let me use the longer cut and just click on create component. You see,
Okay.
so I'm just going to click that. It gives me the same thing, and now automatically the AI just calls this button for me. But whatever name you want to give to yours, you can always change. So I'm going to leave it as button, and I create. Yeah, so this is now the button, and we always have variants, or no variants for. I believe everyone who's watching has an idea of how this works on Figma. So we have to create this a button similar to the green one we have over here.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this. I want to have the exact color. Yeah, just going to copy this. Then I'll double click, go into my button, my component, and I'll just paste it somewhere here. And I need to have a variant of this to look exactly like the green button here.
Okay.
So I'm just going to click on adding a new variant. I'll call this first one primary. I love calling it that with primary. And yeah, and create a variant, call it secondary. Yeah,
Okay.
so so
So this is like the button. This one is like maybe when the user hovers on the button.
no. That's this is just a variant. I'm going to create the hover.
Okay. What does a variant mean?
So now the variant means like let me go back to the navigation. Now we have two buttons
We
here.
have two buttons. Okay.
Yeah, so on Fema, it's not. I think it's not nice to keep creating different types of buttons when you could just have one button but different variants. And
Okay.
yeah, I'll walk you through that. So now I want this secondary button to be this one I just copied. So I'm basically just going to change the text here to white. So yeah, I don't have any color styles yet, So
Okay.
I'm going to put this to white. Yeah, and I'll change the feel of this button. I can just use my highlighter here, change it to green. Okay, then yeah, so we need to add this icon to it.
Okay.
Control C, I'll just do Control C and click on the secondary button and I can add it to the primary. Yeah, let me add it to the primary. Control V and I'll simply just switch positions. Yeah, so now, okay, I think I didn't copy the right. Let me see. Hold on.
I think you copied it, but the color is white, and maybe it's
Yeah, okay. I'm supposed to copy this. I
okay.
didn't copy the exact. Okay, so let me copy this now. Control C and delete this one. And Control V. All right.
Okay.
So I'll switch this over. Now remember on the primary button on the navigation, we don't have this icon. But you can
Okay.
see on mine we have it here. So whatever you do to the primary button or component, the primary component
Okay.
affects
The
the
secondary.
secondary and every other sub variant as well. So I'm just going to head over here because we don't have it on the primary. I selected that exact icon and we have the visibility here and I'm just going to switch this to no. I don't want it to be visible. And yeah, immediately it also disappeared on the secondary. So what I'm just going to do right now is I'm going to click on the secondary button here, head over to hold on. Okay, let me delete this now. I'm done with this particular button, so let me delete it so I don't get confused. All right. Okay, give me a second. Control Z. I want to be sure where this is placed. Okay, so I said visible is no. Okay, yes, it's not visible anymore. So on the secondary, I'm just going to hover on the secondary button here. We have the rocket launch here, and I'm going to switch it to visible. Yes. Okay, yeah. So now it's not visible on the primary, but it's visible the on the secondary, just like we have here. So I'm going to delete this one, and I'm just going to do Control D, and yeah. So I did Control D, but you notice that it's the primary button that's showing here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, so I'm just going to switch it. I clicked on it and I came over to the properties panel. We have the button here and it shows me variants. So I'm just going to switch this to secondary. Okay, so I know you may not really get everything for the viewers, but immediately, so when you watch the video over and over, you should be able to understand what I
So,
just did in
so,
case you
so, so I have one. I have one peculiar question, right? What exactly is a variant? Because I have not still been able to figure that out.
all right, so now a variant is actually, should I say, okay, let me use the word, um, the sister to the primary, a primary component. So like
Okay.
remember, I created this button here
Okay.
and I made this a component. So now we could have variants of this exact button.
Does it
Let's say,
does it mean that you can also give it like different call to actions, like different
yeah,
actions?
exactly,
Like when you click
exactly,
this goes here. When you click this goes
exactly.
here. Ah,
That's
okay.
right. Yeah, so we can cover that in another video because I don't think we'll do that this video.
All right, no
So
problems.
yeah, we'll dive more into variants. I just wanted to do that. Okay, so this is now a variant, and this is the secondary variant of this one. And yeah, so let's quickly just make this responsive and yeah. Okay, so I'm also going to make this header the navigation here. I'm going to make it a component. Remember, I said your shortcut is Control Alt K, and then yeah, nav bar. So that's a good thing. The way you named your layers on Framer, if you're creating a component, it's going to give it a name as
Okay.
well. I
Okay.
think I'm cool with nav bar, so I'm just going to create this. Now, the reason why I'm creating, why you need to create, you make the navigation a component is so that when it comes to responsiveness, you can easily switch these navigations both for tablet and for desktop.
What
Like you
if
have your Figma file. Yeah.
what if you like right clicked on the navigation there? Will you still see the part that says convert to component?
Yeah. So this is already a component. So I'm just going to do Control Z and it's no longer a component. So if I right click, you still have your create
Create
component here.
component. Oh, okay. Good. Okay.
Okay. So remember the shortcut is Control Alt K. So on the Mac is Command Alt K as well.
Okay.
So yeah, so we now have this as a component here, and if you take a look at the Figma file, you can um, see what the tablets looks like. The nav bar on the tablets looks like. It looks like this, and yes, I can also. I'm not going to head back to Framer. I'm going to head back to Framer and create a variant of this navigation so you can work on the tablet. And so this is variant two, and I'm not going to start naming them primary and secondary. I'm just going to keep it at variant one
Okay.
variant. This is variant two, and we have this now. These items on the yeah, these items here are actually not visible. Give me a second. Yeah, so these items are not visible on this on the other. Okay, yeah. So I'm just going to change this to the visible to no, and I'm going to change this button. Let me take a look at this. Yeah, so I'm going to change this button to visible. I'm going to set it to no. So now this is exactly what the
The
tablet
UI.
and the yeah the
Okay.
tablet navigation and the phone breakpoints looks like. So we are going to see how this will fit in. Yeah. So that
Okay.
has been done, and now let's see how this will work if I try to create the secondary, sorry, the other breakpoint. So I'm going to start with the tablet. Now to create a new breakpoint, you just simply come over here to this plus icon, click over, and it shows you the breakpoint. Now you can make this custom. You know, if you have a certain size you want to use. Now that's why you can have so many breakpoints. Well, this is just an introductory class, so you can cover that some other time. So I'm not going to pick the tablets.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just created the tablet breakpoints for me right now. How, how. Things as things are seeming messy right now, right?
Yes, it is. It
How
is
do
looking
you
like
go
that.
as anyone?
Why not just copy the stuff again? Like since there's a design on the Figma for the tablet version, why not just copy it again and bring them here?
Okay, actually, this is like writing codes. So if you do that, it's not going to the responsiveness is not going to flow very well
Oh,
when you
okay.
publish your site. So it's not going to flow very well.
Okay.
So yeah, so you can't do that. So this is the best thing to do. I'm just going to quickly create the phone breakpoint as well. So yeah. So once upon a time, beautiful website is still being responsive.
So this is basically how it would look like if I thought we're good to go and check it now with a
Yeah. So if
mobile
you just
device.
check it now, this is what it's going to look like.
Hmm.
But we're just going to quickly, because of time, see how we can make this responsive. I'll start with the nav bar here, over here. So
Okay.
remember, I created a variant for the nav bar. So for the tablet, I'm just going to click on the nav bar here, and I'll go over to the variant, and I'll switch it to variant 2. So if you look at the Figma, it's looking exactly like what we have on the Figma
Okay.
file here on the variant 2. Okay, yeah, and also, okay, hold on. I have to correct something on the,
There's no landing page on the second one.
yeah, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to head over, double click into variant 2, and I'm going to make this visible. No, always remember, you don't delete.
You don't
Please don't
delete.
delete. Yeah, you don't delete. Just
Because if you delete here, will it disappear over there?
no, it won't. But anything you delete over here on the primary definitely will disappear on every other variant. So the
Okay.
primary variant is the mother of all of them.
Perfect.
So, but it's advisable to always just hide them, no visible. So
Okay.
it's no longer visible. So on the tablet, you can see it looks like the Figma navigation, and I'm going to head over to the phone breakpoint as well. Switch the variant here to variant 2. Yeah. So let's see what it looks like on Figma. Okay, so there are more spaces here. We'll work on that later on. So for web building, please don't be in a rush. Make sure you get, some people like to start with, it depends on, some people when designing like designing mobile breakpoints first off. But for me, I think I prefer designing and building on the desktop breakpoints. It's easier for me to now go into the other breakpoint and set everything up. All
Okay.
right, so our navigation is now responsive. So if you check this out, the navigation is
It
responsive.
works.
Yeah, right now. So we're now going to make this other pages responsive. So for this one, the reason why we have it this way is now the layout. We have a layout here. Now the layout, the direction is way, it's to the side, it's horizontal.
Horizontal.
So we are for, if you check the Figma file, you notice that the hero is actually, the layout is what is vertical.
Okay.
So we are going to do that immediately, and we'll see how this works. So I'm going to head over. Like I said, when building, please don't rush to make it responsive for tablet. Finish with desktop, head over to tablet, then head over to the phone breakpoint.
Okay.
So I'm just going to concentrate on the tablet right now and make it responsive. So I just click on the hero section, and I'm going to change the direction here to vertical. Okay, so it is still setting, right?
Yeah, it
So
didn't.
we still have work to do. So that means we have to make this, starting with this, you have to make this to be, this is fit content, this is correct over here. Whoever designed this on Figma did so well. So everything here in this particular um, frame is fit content. But what we have is the text here is fixed. And to make this responsive, I have to change the text, the properties here from the width from fixed to fill. Okay, now I'm going to change this from fixed as well to fill. And let's see what it looks like. Okay, so it's still white, it's not still showing. Everything will come into place, and this has to change from, okay, fit content. This is okay. This is fit content. Now the big thing we have to change here is the container that houses both sections. This is the content section, and this is the visual section. So
Okay.
now this frame has to change from fill. It's fixed right now. I have to change it to fill. So the moment I change it to feel, yeah, everything started to come into place. Yeah, and I have to change this on the. I have to change this. Hold on the tablet. I have to change this to. Give me a second. Not the mockup. I have to change this header, the hero contents here on this platform. Okay, yeah, the direction here is still horizontal. I have to
Okay.
change it to vertical.
Vertical.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you see
Wow, it works.
that works. Now on the Figma file, we have everything is center aligned.
So
Yeah.
so for the two should I say for the two frames that are inside the bigger frame, all right, for the two frames that are inside the bigger frame, they have to be set to fill both of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Most people use relative. You can set it to relative, but when you change it to relative, you have to control. Relative gives you the opportunity to control the width of this. I can extend it, but the fill automatically just sets everything for you. So
For you,
I like
okay.
working with fill. You can use relative. They both do some work. So depending on whichever prefer.
Okay.
Yeah. So you will notice now on the Figma file, the text and everything is center aligned. So we have to come over here. I'm going to select the text frame first off, and I'm going to change this to the distribute here. It starts and it's from the left, and I'm going to change it to center,
Okay.
and then I'm going to select the text, the header text, head over to the alignment here, and give it center alignment.
Okay.
I'm going to select this one too, head over to the alignment, give it center alignment. Now, this frame that houses the buttons right now
Okay.
is set to fit the content. But we have this space here. Let's see what it looks like on the Figma file. And everything is center aligned here too. So I'm just going to head over to here and change the settings, the width here from fit content to fill. Okay, so I've changed it to fill. You notice it's still to one side, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now we can correct that by just heading over to the distribution here,
Okay.
distribute here, and I can change it to center. So the moment I change it to center, voila, it's now center aligned. So yeah, we got the hero site responsive now for the tablet, and simply going to head over to. Always remember to make your text to be filled.
Okay.
If it's fixed, it's going to limit your work. It's going to make your work difficult to make responsive. All
Okay.
right, so I'm going to head over to this point right now. This is where the work comes in. Yeah. So
Okay.
you could ask me, how come these things are positioned this way? Now, these things inherited the absolute position that we got from the Figma file. Like I
Okay.
said, the file was well structured and arranged. So if we didn't have this, I would have had to adjust this myself. But like I said, absolute position class can be another class exactly.
Okay.
You can't do that on this tutorial. Yeah. So when you head over to this the first section here, to make it responsive on yeah, it's wide here. To make it responsive here on the tablet, first of all, I'm going to go to the desktop. And remember, whichever breakpoint you start with, that is the primary breakpoint. So whatever I change here, it affects the other breakpoints too. So if I should delete this guy, you can see it affected here. But it didn't affect, yeah, it affected this one too. The breakpoint on the mobile, I've not set that one. So you have to take note. But if I were to delete it here from the tablet, it doesn't affect the desktop breakpoint because it's not the primary. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to head over to the section here. Quickly, I'm just going to, yeah, I'm going to change the frame here. Like I said, you can make yours feel or you can make it relative. So I'm
Okay.
just going to change it to feel. I like using feel. Okay. So it means it's just going to feel based on the breakpoint width.
Okay.
So that's where it stops. It doesn't go outside that. Okay. So I've changed that to feel and I'm quickly just going to head over here to the yeah. I'm going to head over to the tablet breakpoint, change the direction from horizontal. I'm going to change it to vertical. All right.
Okay.
So you can see it came in perfectly. And
Yeah. We just
on
have
the
to
Figma
put it at
file,
the centers.
we
Oh,
have
it's
everything center aligned. So we have to take note that I won't be going through the. So I'm going to sorry for the noise.
it's
Let me try
okay.
to.
It's
Okay,
alright.
that's been corrected. Yeah. So um, I'm just going to change this to center alignment here. Okay,
Okay.
and I'll select this, change this to start. It could be start, it could be center, but so far as we set it to center, I'm
Okay.
going to change this to the alignment here to center, change the alignment here to center. Okay, and that's it. And I'm going to head over to this other section too. I'm going to first of all come over to this point and make it change the width property to fill. And
Okay.
the moment I do that, and I'm going to change this. Okay, this is already set to. Um, let's see what the Figma design looks like here. Okay, so this is also. I'm going to switch it to instead of fit content. I'm going to switch it to fill. They're still bigger, and that means I have to now change the Control Z. I have to change this itself. I have to change this to fill. Each of the cards to fill.
Okay.
So, like I said, this is just an introductory class on how to build Figma.
Why are
We'll
we
go
why
in
are we
depth
why are
into
we saying feel?
yeah. So it's going to fill just the permitted space that you give to the the frame.
Ah, okay.
It's
So
going to change
it
based
will
on the
adjust
card.
itself and become smaller
Yes, based
depending
on the
on the space
position. Yeah,
available. Okay.
yeah, exactly. So now I'm going to change this to fill.
So it's more like what we do on Flutter Flow, which says maybe when you set the width to infinite, that means you're trying to tell it to just take the space available for it. I get it.
Exactly, and that's what it just did now. Now that I
Okay.
corrected this, it just yeah aligned to this, and I'll do the same thing here. I like setting my fill from the primary breakpoint, and good. So this is relative. Like you can see here on the Figma file, they use relative. I'm going to leave it relative too. I'm only going to set this the same way we did. I'm going to set this to fill, and set this other card to fill. In subsequent tutorials, I'll show you how to actually make, okay, excuse me, let me change it to field two. Yeah, but you can see the text with too big, we're not, okay, let me correct this. Let me see what it looks like. Okay. All right, so I made a mistake there and I'm going to correct it. Okay, so I'm going to set this on the Figma design
It's gonna be
to
vertical.
vertical. It's still not too large. So I'm still going to correct this to fill. Sorry, not fit content, to fill. And yeah, it's still too large. And I'm going to set this ones, the cards to fill. Okay, set this one to fill.
This
All
is really
right.
cool.
So let me see what it looks like on the. Okay, yeah, we missed something, so I'm going to correct that. You can see the alignment with the
Yes.
yeah stars here, so I have to do that. Like I said, I like making my stuff detailed, just like we had before. I'm going to correct that. So you can see here now it comes from the distribution. It's a start, but it's center. So I'm going to change that to the left, start to the left, and it
Okay.
corrects that for me. Yeah. I'm going to head over, correct it. You.
Perfect.
So
This is good.
yeah, we're making headway. Head over to Figma file again. Look at this. Okay. So I'm just going to repeat the same process here. It's the same thing that I did with the
Yeah, this is
testimonial section here.
yeah.
Okay, let me change this to field. So I'm just going to run over this very quick, and
Okay.
I'm going to change this to field. Okay, and this
It's gonna be
change
changed to feel as
also
well.
no, to
Okay.
vertical,
Ah, to
and
vertical. Okay.
then I'm going to set it to fill. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's going to be fill now. And these items, just like we have here, I think they're all fill too. I'm
Yeah.
going to change each of the cards to fill as well. So instead of making it one after the other, I'm just going to select the three cards and yeah, set them to fill. Voila.
This is
So you
amazing.
notice, yeah, the same challenge you had here. So we just fix it the same way. And here I'm going to set this to center,
Center.
yeah, and move it this way. Okay, and do the same thing for this. I'm going to select that and select this as well. And yeah, if I use start, it will move it to the center, but I just like keep in mind
Okay.
center. Yeah. So we are good with that. And this position, now this has to do with, I could make this absolute positioning. So I'm going to skip this for this tutorial
No
because I'm going to,
problems.
yeah, take a different class on this. I'm just going to make this fill. And if I set this to fill right now, see, it's going to squeeze everything.
Okay.
So I
I
set
think
this
I think our next class will be more about animations.
exactly. So we are
Mm.
going to animate all of this.
Yeah.
So I've adjusted this one and everything looks perfect here, but
Yeah, it actually looks
you have to pay
nearly
attention to
perfect.
the details.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually overlapping. I have to set it to fill to fit everything. Okay, let me look at the Figma. Okay, okay, okay. So now the absolute positioning here is wrong, and yeah, David. So I think we should have a special class to really go into this absolute positioning
Yeah,
thing
yeah, we
because
should. We should for real. Maybe we could just like try to adjust a couple of things on the mobile part. Yeah.
yeah. So let me head over to the mobile, and
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same thing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to fill. Yeah, okay, and select the text each of them. They're all fill. This is
Okay.
fill. So okay, this is fill, and I'm just going to correct this header. I'm going to change this to fill, and oh, took everything down. This happens most of the time. So let me fix that. I think I selected something
Okay.
the wrong thing here. So this is the hero section, and what did I not change here? Let me see. Okay, so I'm correcting these things right now. Give me a second.
Okay.
And good.
I think it's this one.
Yeah. Okay. So now it's too tight. If
All
you look
right.
at the Figma file, it's too tight here. So
One of the things that I've observed is that when you're trying to do make everything responsive, you don't affect the font size. You don't try to reduce it or anything.
yeah. Okay. So we have what we call text styles. So
Okay.
that's for a more advanced class. Yeah, really advanced class. So where you learn the textiles. So like definitely you can't use the same size for of text. Like you can see on the Figma file, you can't use the same size of text for which you use on the desktop to also apply on the mobile. So
Okay.
I can adjust this myself, or I can take a look at the Figma file and see the size.
Okay.
So we have size here is let me select that.
I think you might need to
Okay,
unchain it. There's this small
okay,
chain close to typography.
okay.
Yeah, that stuff. Yes.
All right,
Exactly.
so thank you. Yeah, 38. So I can just apply the same thing here. Switch the size here to, oh, so it's quite big, 38. And
Uh,
yeah, so I'm just going to change the alignment here to center. Change
okay.
this to center. Change this to center. And here, we're going to change the direction to vertical
Vertical.
and
Okay.
make this fill. and I also change the distribution here to center.
Okay. Wow.
So perfect, just like we have here. So okay, so here is quite bigger. So if I should change this, it's going to disrupt the feel and look of this. Yeah, exactly, because this the mock-up here was placed in an absolute positioning. So and if I try to switch to reduce the size here, so you see it doesn't work.
Yeah, it
Like
doesn't. It doesn't.
check this out. So what happens is when you want to do this when you want to build this, please try to export the mockup, a mockup like this. Export this as a PNG first off before you apply it on your Figma file. That is easier adjust this. So I'm just going to leave this for now to stay the way it is. And
Okay.
yeah, so I'm going to head over to this point.
So
Yeah,
does that mean that even the ones on the other screen should have also been a PDF, an image?
yeah. So just the phone mockup. These other ones, these other shapes can be adjusted without having any issue on Figma. But for
Okay.
something like this, yeah, you have to export this first as a PNG. Yeah, so it works
Okay.
perfectly. Now, this is the point I want you also to take note of. You can see this here.
Yes.
If you look at the breakpoints on Figma file, we have them distributed properly, one after the other. So I'm going to correct this by coming over to each of the frames. The direction here is horizontal. I'm going to switch it to vertical. And
Perfect.
so switch this to vertical. All right. So that
Works.
has been fixed. And this also should be changed to fill. And this too should be changed to fill. Okay. And
I like the fact that it comes with its own side paddings. Like
exactly.
it inherits the padding, so you don't
Yeah,
have to now
it's
like.
just from Figma. So it's good to always have a good design first off before
True.
you take it over to Figma. If you have a good design setup, frame setup on Figma, the work is easier. If I didn't have a good setup, I would have taken more time to actually make this responsive.
Okay.
So over here for the projects, the cards, I'm going to switch this to vertical. Yeah, so we have all the cards showing as they should. And I'm going to make this to fill. That's fixed here, so I'm going to change to fill. Okay, and for this frame, change the direction to vertical, and I'm going to change this to fill. Okay, so now this is why it's advisable to always make these things responsive first on the desktop. If I had changed this on the desktop, the moment I changed the parent frame to fill,
Okay.
every other thing they would have aligned, but I didn't, so that's why it's this way. I have to now manually, work on this.
Okay.
I'm going to change this to fill, change the text. Now this will be a whole lot, so I'm going to change this one. Give me a second. So okay, so I'm going to head over to testimonial here, change the direction to vertical so everything can align.
Okay.
And if the text is still out, so I want to call in the text. I'm going to change it to fill over here. So everything sits. All right, so it's the same thing I'll do for this one.
Okay.
Changes to fill and change the testimonial to direction to vertical and the text here. Head over to the text. I'm going to change this to
Feel.
yeah, fill.
This is really good. Sincerely, this is
Yeah.
so good.
Okay, so
Okay.
we'll do the same thing to this other layer. Change parents there to fill and all of this has to be filled. Okay, so this too has to be the card's row has to be changed to vertical instead of
Vertical.
horizontal.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to set this to fill and also each member cards should be changed to fill. Okay, and the text also is relative, but I have to change it to fill. Okay, that was the frame for the text, and I think I can change the text here to fill. All right, so I can do exactly the same thing for
For
this one. So
every
I'm not
one
going
of
to,
them. Yeah.
yeah,
This is really good. This is really good.
I'm going to change this to fill. Remember, fill is always my go-to image.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let me select this one after the other. Let me change this to fill. Now, change this other one to fill. I will do the same thing for everything here.
Okay.
This is fill. The list goes on, and we can actually make all of this fully responsive. So you can see in a few minutes we've been able to nearly make everything fully responsive or on Figma, and this is how it works. Um, that's just the magic about it. So you could always adjust. I can adjust this here. I said padding on the hero. It seems it's too much on the mobile version, so I can change the padding here from 120 to, let me say, 80. Safely, I think I should make it 40. Okay, so yeah, so this is it. And remember, this, if you should check your your site, the responsiveness will not show if you have not published
Published
it.
it. Yeah.
And
True.
so I
So
haven't published my changes right now by updating. So I'm just going to update everything I've done so far. And yeah, so if you should view the URL, this is it. If you should view it, I think you see that it's also responsive right now. So
perfect.
on your
Perfect.
phone, yeah, you can view this and you see that this is um, working. And also, if you need to try this out on your own, for those watching, we're going to drop David. I believe we can give them the remix link for this project, so
Yes, yes,
they
yes.
can go use and learn how we all did this. For those who didn't really understand what we did here, so
Perfect.
we can always give them the remix link to
Okay.
have a good look of how we did all of these things. Remember, this is just how to build a very simple uh, landing page from Figma to Figma, and yeah, faster. I don't believe you could do this with codes as fast as you
Yeah,
did it.
I don't think so. I don't think it's possible
Nah,
to
I
do
don't
it with
believe you
codes
can do
this
it with
fast.
codes.
Yeah,
I don't have much
because
time.
this is
I don't have much.
roughly
Okay.
1 hour 10 minutes or so. Yeah, and we
Yes,
have been able
it would
to
have been faster if I was not explaining also. It would have been
exactly
faster.
exactly. You would have done it maybe
So
45 minutes.
I don't think I could do this with codes. Yeah, I don't think I could do this with codes as fast as I did. So no code, I would say, is part of the future. I can't deny that fact. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see the good works to do with Flutter and I'm hoping to learn from you too.
No problems, no problems. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Abbas. I am so super excited to have you on the studio today, and we look forward to having you again, especially for the animations part where you get to show us how to do animations with Framer, because I know that you do really amazing work. Yeah, and thank you so much too for this is me saying it publicly. Thank you so much too for the support with the No Code Africa website too.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. You're welcome.
So for our viewers there, I would like you to subscribe to our channel. If at all you enjoy the things that we have been sharing here, the information we've been giving out here for free, just subscribe to the YouTube channel, click the subscribe button, punch it, and then just make sure that you also like the video, share it with some other people that are business owners who want to also understand how to build apps without coding for their businesses too. And then, of course, if you have questions, just drop them on the comment section and we'll do well to respond to them. And finally, the links to the Figma design that was used for this particular project will be found in the description of this video, including the link to the remix of the website that has been built today. So thank you very much for being part of our show, and we hope to keep having you guys coming back to the channel and then learning from here. Thank you so much, Abbas, for being here. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
All right. So we'll get to see you again very soon.
Yeah, sure. Hopefully,
All right. Thank you
I might
very
not
much.
get to be.
I hope so too. No problem. Thank you very much for contributing and helping our community. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a nice time.
All right. No problems. Bye for now.